We never wanted to make a video like this. We knew some borders on the Pan American would be tough, but we didn't expect to ever end up in no man's land, stuck between two countries with everything at stake.
And we made a very stupid and costly mistake.
Yeah, mistakes were made.
Well, this sucks. We were denied entry.
It's just hope for the best.
They played us a message over Translate. It was like, since you've come to customs with invalid documents, you forfeit your vehicle and it can be confiscated now. Let the adventure continue.
This could go south very quickly. 11,000 kilometers ago, we were at the frozen Arctic Ocean. Now we're about to cross into our fourth country on this Pan-American adventure, and it feels like the perfect time to look back and see just how much Mexico has given us. Spending the last 6 months exploring this country has been incredible. From truly epic volcanoes to quiet, magical beaches to waterfalls that literally took our breath away, Mexico has left us speechless at every turn. Back home in Canada and the US, we mostly heard about Mexico in two ways, either as this dangerous place you should be scared of, or as a resort destination where you never leave the hotel buffet. But we knew there was so much more to it than that, and we wanted to experience it for ourselves. Right from the start, up on the Baja Peninsula, Mexico just blew us away. Gorgeous beaches that felt like they were ours alone, incredible campsites right on the water, and so many little adventures that reminded us why we chose this Pan-American route in the first place. But as soon as we hit the mainland, I think that's when we really started to fall hard for Mexico. We found beaches lined with coconut palms, colorful, vibrant towns, and camp spots that just kept getting more and more unreal. We soaked in magical blue hot springs, were completely blown away by these incredible waterfalls, and in its mountainous core, we found a different side of Mexico that soon became our favorite. When we rolled into Mexico City, we honestly couldn't believe how beautiful it was, with constant spring-like weather and beautiful tree-lined streets. But what we found just outside Mexico City might be our favorite area in the whole country. Massive volcanoes rising out of the clouds, some of the tallest mountains in all of North America. Campsites so high up that it froze overnight, snowy glacier views out our van door, and our very first time seeing an active volcano. This side of Mexico was nothing like we'd imagined. It was so much better than anything we'd pictured in our heads. As our deadline to leave the country got closer, we had to start moving faster, pushing south instead of seeing everything like we wanted to. But even then, Mexico kept surprising us. Even on the rush days, we still found time to stop and soak in so much beauty along the way. Our time here hasn't all been easy though. We've broken down in some ridiculously beautiful places, learned how to stay calm through regular stops with the police and military checkpoints, and we've definitely been pushed to our limits living in a van through some pretty extreme heat. But when we zoom out and look at the whole 6 months, Mexico has been so much better than we ever dreamed it could be. This country has challenged us, surprised us, and welcomed us in ways we'll be thinking about for the rest of our lives. And as we get ready to cross into country number 4, more than anything, we just feel incredibly lucky that we got to spend this long exploring Mexico, and that for a little while, we got to call it home.
Our last Mexican state for now.
Adios, Oaxaca!
It's been fun.
Hola, Chiapas!
Oh, another checkpoint. Man, there was just a checkpoint like 100 meters back.
Where are you going?
Ciudad Hidalgo?
Ciudad Hidalgo.
Sí.
Check.
Oh, check.
So, we had to pull over again for this checkpoint. We pulled over and they came and they spoke to us. They just asked where we were going and what we were up to. They asked to search the vehicle. He came in and he didn't really look too much.
Yeah, he checked in my backpack and he checked, the girl checked
Yeah,
your
the lady checked
purse.
my fanny pack. He seemed very friendly and then he asked where we were heading and he looked interested in the fact that we were driving to Argentina, like, wow, that's cool kind of thing. So, yeah, coming up, there's probably going to be a ton more checkpoints, and
Might be some fake
Yeah,
ones.
according to iOverlander, there's some fake ones where essentially they dress up and they try to look professional and they ask you for money, and if they find, they'll search your vehicle, and if they find money, they'll take it. So we need to find a place to hide the money where they're not going to find it and take it on us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we might pull off up here and put it
Yeah,
in
we
the
should
Iva
pull off
spot.
now and do that.
Yeah, apparently Chiapas is a little bit less law enforcement. It's a little bit more lawless, and the locals, sometimes it could be cartels, sometimes it just could be some locals trying to make some money, set up roadblocks. Even the president of Mexico got stopped at one of these roadblocks last year. So it can happen to anyone,
Yeah.
but hopefully we'll be lucky and fly right through. This unusual vehicle. Ciudad Hidalgo. Good. Gracias.
Okay, so that was good. They just, I think they asked us where they were going and then said happy travels or safe
Yeah,
travels
something like
or
that,
something.
yeah.
So, yep, that was it.
But the amount of checkpoints we've gone through has
It's like
been
there's one every 10 minutes of
insane,
driving, not even.
or even less.
We got stopped at this checkpoint, but when he stopped us, he kind of like went like that and like gave us a thumbs up and then went like this. And then so we stopped and rolled down the window, and he literally just wanted to say hi.
Yeah, shook our hands twice, big smile. He had a little bit of English and he
Yeah.
was excited to use it.
Yeah.
Just asked us if everything was okay. And
that
yeah,
was
super friendly guy.
basically it.
Yeah. It's our first Guatemala sign.
First one says Guatemala. Hey!
So this one has some sketchy reviews on Overlander about some extortion, but seems like we might just go through today. No gracias. What a checkpoint, hey!
There's nobody stopping anyone. There's just people trying to sell stuff.
Yeah.
Finally made it to our favorite place in Mexico, Pemex.
Yay!
Yay! This is the end of our time in Mexico until we cross the border tomorrow into Guatemala.
Last night,
Yeah,
exciting.
our third country on the Pan American Highway. It's crazy.
Well, we're actually heading to the border for real now. First stop, immigration office to get exit stamps. Krista flew in the country, so it might make it a little more complicated, but hopefully that goes smoothly. Let's go.
Well, we got our passport stamped for exit, and we canceled our TIP.
This was supposed to be the quick and easy part, and it's
Yeah.
been like probably an
Several
hour and a half
hours,
or
yeah, it's
close to
been
2
longer.
hours.
It's been close to 2 hours, I think.
And we made a very stupid
Yeah.
and costly mistake.
Yeah, mistakes were made.
So I think Krista's visa showed a different exit date, and then also we just didn't like carefully calculate out. We saw we entered on the 10th, so we I guess just assumed the 10th, and I think your exit visa said the 10th.
And then I had went home and came back, so I got a new visa.
Mhm.
And my new thing, I couldn't scan it, so when we got here to the office, she's like, well, I have to give you a new entry stamp and you'll have to wait an hour to get your exit stamp. And she's like super nice about it. It's not my fault. The QR code wouldn't scan and the website wouldn't work and they didn't properly enter me. But she just gave me a new paper and said come back in an hour and we'll restamp you, and you know that was okay for me. But then we went to go deal with the tip, and it turns out that the tip had expired 2 days ago, so we didn't get our
Deposit then.
deposit back, which is a very hefty, Like it was like $300 US.
Yeah, which for most people maybe isn't a big deal. For us, that's probably like.
It's an expensive mistake.
Yeah.
And you know what? That's on us. We should have looked at the dates properly, but you know, we assumed, and yeah, that was a mistake.
Yeah, and then I had to pay another like $70 to get another visa.
Because his visa was also 2 days
Expired.
over.
Yeah,
We assumed
so-
his exit on his original visa was the same as my original visa because we entered on the same day, but for some reason it just worked differently. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Expensive mistake, but
mistakes were made.
we're not going to make that mistake again. We're
Yeah.
going to be ultra careful moving forward. And at least they didn't like try to detain us or anything for.
Yeah. They were
for
super nice
being
about
illegal,
it.
but-
It was kind of like they had an attitude where it's like, you know what, guys, this
Yeah.
shit happens.
Yeah.
Like,
Hey, and
whatever.
we made a very hefty donation to the Mexican government, so I'm sure they were happy about that.
Yeah. Oh well.
well.
So now, what's next? Actually crossing the border?
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
Let's go.
Into Guatemala we go. We get to
Yeah.
cross the. Is it a bridge? We get to cross
Yeah.
the bridge. Ah,
Bridge, yeah.
this is crazy.
Mhm. Yeah, we'll see also that could cause us problems coming back into Mexico, so I'm gonna have to do some research on that. But this may actually mean that we avoid coming back in.
But we won't be making the same mistake for Guatemala
Or any other country.
or any other country.
Never again.
All right,
Yes.
off we go.
Way too expensive. Please come back soon. Crazy country number 4.
This is where we get fumigated.
Well, this sucks. We were denied entry because we don't have the original title. I was told not to bring the original title. I looked on Pan American Travelers Association Facebook group. People said no, they didn't bring original title, but apparently here they only bring original title. Like you have to have the original title, and.
So not only is Will 2 days over his visa, and 2 days over a tip, but we're denied entry, so...
We have to try to go back. I don't know how that's going to go. We could be denied entry into Mexico too, and
Let's just
like
hope for the best.
not at all how we wanted today to go. Sucks. Guatemala.
Yeah, I guess this is Guatemala. Bye, Guatemala. Okay.
Well, things have gone from bad to worse. Like, at one point they played us a message over Translate. It was like, since you've come to customs with invalid documents, you forfeit your vehicle and it can be confiscated now. And like, yeah.
So yeah, there was some moments where we thought the van was gonna be taken. They had we got like a thorough search, and when he was done searching, another guy came with a big dog, and the dog came in and sniffed around, and yeah, it was
no bueno.
no bueno.
But they made a call, and it seems like we might be able to get a tip again, and so we can get the paper shipped. And but this is
Now we gotta find out if we can actually do that. So
let the
this
adventure
could
continue.
go south very quickly.
Well, after like what,
Hours.
2 hours, 2.5 hours, 3 hours, I don't know, the customs office, we have our tip and we are free.
We ended up getting an extra 90 days, and so they gave us an extra 90-day tip, so we're good. But that was not the day I was expecting and hoping for.
Not at all.
Mistakes were
Wow.
made.
Many
We've
mistakes.
learned many lessons. Yes, we didn't look at the date for the FMM to begin with. Like, mine was fine, but Will's wasn't fine.
Yeah.
So going over that, yes, that was our bad for not
An expensive RBAT.
making sure about the date.
You can go on this Facebook group, Pan American Travelers Association, where people post about like what they brought. And I remember specifically looking very carefully before leaving, like, should I bring the title or should I not? And I decided not, because people's experiences said it's risky to bring it because if your vehicle's stolen and you won't need it anywhere crossing. And they were wrong. They were
Yeah.
very wrong.
Turns out we do need it. Yeah. But it all turned out we didn't get detained.
The vehicle is
We
still
didn't
ours.
get our vehicle taken from us. Everything could have been so much worse than it was.
Yeah, like all things considered, it went pretty well for all the
Yeah.
mess ups.
I mean, we spent essentially the entire day there.
Yeah. But they could have, like, if we had someone who was having a bad day and wanted to, or like a power tripping officer, they 100% could have taken
Yeah.
our vehicle. And I don't know if we would have been able to get it back.
Yeah, I don't know how that works when they take your vehicle.
Yeah,
I think
and we could have
that's-
been detained. We could have, been in big trouble. So all things considered, this has worked out. Now we'll get to explore Mexico for a few more months and then cross it without having to come back. You survived.
Yes, I did. The height of my anxiety today, I don't think I've ever felt anything like it before.
Yeah, you were not vibing.
I think I'm gonna go cry after.
That's fair.
Oh my god.
It's been a really stressful, like, we didn't know from, like, basically, like, noon till now, which is, like, 5:30, we didn't know what was gonna happen, like, if we were gonna lose the van, if we were gonna be detained, like, was this gonna be the end of our Pan-American highway?
Yeah.
Could have been, very well, very easily.
But it's not.
And I think we're both really hungry, so
Yes,
on
I'm
the bright side,
so hungry.
we're still in Mexico, and so that
We're
means
here to have
great
some
food.
tacos.
Yeah, I think we're gonna go find some tacos and then go find a beach to camp on.
And if you ever cross the Mexican border into Guatemala, don't make the mistakes we did.
please don't. Do yourself a favor.
Learn a lesson from us.
Oh,
Well, we're parked at one of our favorite spots.
Right
Once
back
again,
where we started
right
today.
Back out of Pemex.
not how we expected the day to end,
No.
but you know, it worked out, I guess.
Yeah. Worked out as best as it could have, I guess,
Mhm.
considering the issues that we had.
Yeah. But we're gonna try to figure out.
What the plan is moving forward here. Mistakes were made, lessons were learned, and yeah, hopefully that doesn't ever happen again.
Yeah, not my favorite day ever,
No.
or even close to it. But you know, in the end, we still have the van. We still have each other, not locked up in detention somewhere.
Yeah.
So it's okay.
We slept the night at Pemex.
It was loud.
Yeah. Yeah, but not as loud as other Pemexes, I didn't find.
Yeah, semis kept coming, but I think we've just kind of also gotten used to it at this point.
Yeah, we
So-
have some good news.
Uh-huh.
We have a stay at an Airbnb for 5 days.
5 nights.
5 nights?
We were
Oh.
to line up another stay in exchange for content. So that'll be good for us while we wait for the documents to come. We'll get a little bit of a nice spot on the beach.
And be able to plan what we're doing moving forward.
We just got to get through all the checkpoints between here and the Airbnb.
Yeah.
But we're gonna go get some groceries now, and then we're probably gonna hit the road.
We made it to our Airbnb and we're gonna go for a swim. I'm excited. There's lots of nice plants and lots of birds.
I think this is just what we needed after yesterday.
These last few days have really humbled us. We made mistakes that could have so easily ended the entire adventure. But we got lucky. Mexican immigration treated us with more patience and kindness than we ever deserved. Yet another reminder of just how wonderful and gracious the people here truly are. We just feel incredibly blessed that we get to keep going, to keep learning from our mistakes, and growing each and every day on this adventure. From our little Airbnb by the beach, we sent the drone out over the shoreline and pointed it toward Guatemala. And out on the horizon, we get a glimpse of those massive fire-spewing volcanoes we'd been so excited to see. Volcan de Fuego is about 160 kilometers from us here, but even from this distance, the drone can see its nearly constant eruptions against the sunrise glow. If you made it this far, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, a like or a comment really helps. We also want to thank our Patreons and channel members for their generous support. If you'd like to keep our van on the road and this Pan-American adventure rolling, there's info in the description on how you can support the channel. It's our 5th night here. This is our last night.
Yeah, I guess this is our last night.
This is our last night here. Doesn't feel like we've been here for 4 nights already.
Yeah, done a bunch of editing and just had a little rejuvenation, gone in the pool every day for a good long while. And we were about to get in the pool today, but Krista noticed this really loud crashing noise. And I guess you can judge us. We haven't been down to the beach yet. And it's day 5. That's kind of crazy. Sounds like there's just immense waves.
Yeah,
so we gotta go check it out.
They're crashing really loud like thunder.
Yeah.
I haven't really noticed that over the last
No, I haven't noticed it either.
few days. Today was the day that they're just loudest, I guess.
Yeah. But we're gonna walk down here. We'll see. Maybe this is gonna be the most magical beach we've ever seen. I guess you guys are gonna find out with us.
A lot of trash everywhere.
Yeah, this is the first beach in Mexico that we've seen with lots of trash.
Yeah.
It's kind of sad. Man, the amount of trash is
The waves,
just...
the way the waves are going, I don't know if I'd trust going out there.
Ah!
It's actually really nice. It's really warm.
Well, it's been...
Like a week?
Yeah, since we tried to cross. And we got the documents.
Yay!
Yay! It cost $90 to mail this.
Oof.
That is the most expensive letter I've ever sent, but we got it and that's what counts. So, big win now. We don't have to worry about the van getting impounded and we can continue to plan to leave going forward.
Yep.
It's gonna be exciting. It's crazy up here! That's a big old canyon.
Maybe we will do boat life after all.
Yeah.
Oh my god. I don't like it.
About to get wet. Yeah, if we can't fix it, we're in trouble.